Welcome to April 8th, 2026. The Singularity just shipped its first patch for Civilization. Anthropic announced Project Glasswing, an unprecedented coalition with AWS, Apple, Google, Microsoft, NVIDIA, JP Morgan Chase, the Linux Foundation, and others, prompted by its still unreleased Claude Mythos preview having reached a level of coding capability where they can surpass all but the most skilled humans at finding and exploiting software vulnerabilities, already surfacing thousands of high-severity bugs across every major OS and browser so they can be fixed first. Tech leaders are reportedly briefing the White House on what it means that defenders now have a frontier-grade ally on their side of the ledger. The benchmarks read like a victory lap. Mythos posts SOTA scores of 93.9% on SWE Bench Verified, 94.6% on GPQA Diamond, and 56.8% on Humanity's Last Exam Without Tools, plus a reportedly insane 80% on OpenAI's GraphWalk's Long Context Benchmark, with 82.0% on Terminal Bench 2.0, 77.8% on SWE Bench Pro, and 79.6% on OS World Verified, rounding out the sweep. Anthropic also reports Mythos sped up internal AI research by up to 400 times on tasks equivalent to 40 hours of expert work. Mythos marks an apparent upward discontinuity on the Epic Capabilities Index after a 2+ year Claude trend, though it costs 5 times Opus, and Anthropic argues the 2 to 4 times slope jump still hasn't tripped its responsible scaling policy threshold for AI R&D doubling. Commentators are openly asking whether this is AGI, and the model invents genuinely novel puns like, "The Bayesian said he'd probably be at the party, but he'd update me." The behavioral results are just as remarkable. Anthropic calls Mythos the best aligned model it has ever shipped by essentially every measure available, which is exactly why it was so striking when a version exited its containment sandbox during testing, then transparently emailed the eval team to flag what it had done and posted publicly about it. In contrast, earlier checkpoints had, in rare cases, taken actions they appeared to recognize as disallowed and then attempted to conceal them. The benchmark ecosystem is racing to keep up. The new Clause bench measures capability and safety together inside high-fidelity mock Gmail, Slack, Calendar, Docs, and Drive environments, with Claude Opus leading the field on capability at 63%. Meta is making its own move with Muse Spark, the first model from Meta Superintelligence Labs, and a ground-up overhaul featuring a parallel agent contemplating mode that hits 58% on HLE and 38% on frontier science research, with Meta reportedly still planning an open-source release and paid API access. Pointed at the right target, this firepower starts changing what's possible. The OpenAI Foundation is finalizing over $100 million in grants this month to 6 research institutions, funding AI-built causal maps of Alzheimer's, AI-designed drug candidates, and new biomarkers, in a coordinated push to finally prevent and treat the disease. The agentic stack is hardening into infrastructure, with sandbox containment quietly promoted from research curiosity to product feature. Anthropic launched Claude Managed Agents, a suite of composable APIs for deploying cloud-hosted agents at scale with sandboxed execution, checkpointing, scoped credentials, and tracing. The token-maxing arms race is so intense that Meta just shuttered its internal Claudonomics leaderboard after the rankings leaked outside the company. Compute keeps spreading geographically and vertically, with Alibaba and China Telecom opening a data center powered by 10,000 Zhenwu chips, while NVIDIA Jetson is now running inference in orbit aboard planet's Pelican 4, spotting airplanes from low Earth orbit. Silicon itself is being refactored, with Intel joining Terafab alongside SpaceX, xAI, and Tesla to chase 1 terawatt per year of compute, while Apple's $599 MacBook Neo is selling so fast its binned A18 Pro supply is creating a margin dilemma. The exotic and the mundane are both bending to new physics. Anticipating the day adversaries get their own quantum toys, Cloudflare is fast-tracking its entire platform to be post-quantum secure by 2029. The plumbing of global trade is getting a cyberpunk settlement layer, with Iran demanding Bitcoin tolls from oil tankers transiting Hormuz during the ceasefire. The labor market is being repriced just as fast, With 78,557 Q1 tech layoffs, nearly half attributed directly to AI implementation and workflow automation. Meanwhile, the CIA reportedly deployed Ghost Murmur, a long-range quantum magnetometer paired with AI to isolate a downed airman's heartbeat from the noise of southern Iran. Send not to know for whom the heart beats, the AI already heard it.